Winning the battle in Iran, but losing the war. State of emergency in the U.S. Uh, Today, we're going to be talking about how Trump and the United States of America is winning the battle, but losing the war in Iran. And even though our military is a big military and it has all this might, and we're the strongest military on earth, and we're bombing Iran and destroying their leaders, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Those are all vanity metrics. Iran is a country, a very old country, it's older than the United States of America. It consists of about 90 million people. Iran has been training for this particular battle for the past 100 years. Like ever since that whole Iran Contra in the 70s, they've been preparing for the US and Israel to strike them. They have the troops. No matter how many leaders' heads you cut off, a new one emerges. And as we go down this rabbit hole, the people in Iran are becoming more and more radicalized over time. Trump gives us reports about what he's destroyed, what he's taken out, what the U.S. has done, yada, yada, yada. But it doesn't matter because they control the Strait of Hormuz. And no boat can get through this strait without them allowing that boat to get through. I would say this is like, say you got this big, strong dude with all his might, and he's fighting this little guy, and he's hitting the guy in the head, but the little guy has the big guy's nuts in vice grips. And the harder he hits the little guy in the head, the harder he tries to get him off of, the harder the little man squeezes the vice grips of the big guy's nuts. That's where we're at right now. So let me explain what's happening. Iran knows that it cannot fight the might of the U.S. military. They understand that. They also know the leverage that they have is controlling the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a small 22 miles wide. It's a small waterway, and it's the choke point at which a big portion of the world's fuel has to pass through. Okay. So people want to know, well, what is so difficult about taking this back over and opening up the Strait of Hormuz? Well, there's several issues. Number one, when you think of the Strait of Hormuz, it's almost like it's so small. I want you to think about a 16-wheeler driving through the drive-thru lane at a McDonald's. You know, it's small, you got this big 16-wheeler, and it has to slowly pull through. Now, as the 16-wheeler is going through, anybody could run up with a rocket launcher. They could, blow it up. They could do anything. And also, too, think about this. Think about little Legos being out there, and those little Legos are like landmines. So as this thing is pulling in, they could detonate the Legos or hit it with rocket launchers or do anything. Now, the Strait of Hormuz, it's in a mountainous area. So these rockets and stuff, they can fire down and hit the boat. They got the mines already under the sea that they could blow up these ships. It's not just about the ships getting through either. This is about a bigger fight. This is about a fight over the Petro-Dollar. Now, if you don't know what the Petro-Dollar is, the Petro-Dollar is the world reserve currency. The Petro-Dollar is what the world has to use. They have to use the US dollar to purchase oil. and every country needs oil. So the American dollar is almost like we got the most leverage. It's a tool in these countries. Now, back when Henry Kissinger went over there to talk to the Shah in the 70s, and they accepted our petrodollar in exchange, we gave the region protection. In exchange for everybody in the world using the petrodollar, we gave them protection. Now, if you notice, Congress goes into Congress, we always raise this debt ceiling. It's a debt ceiling. We're in $39 trillion of debt. It just runs on and on and on. Do you know why we can do that? We can do that because of the petrodollar, because other countries will come in and buy our debt. So they'll have greenbacks to buy oil. Well, now Iran is challenging that. Iran is saying the strait is open. It's just not open to US dollars or greenbacks or people using the petro. If you wanted your ship to get through, you can use the yuan or another currency. So at this point, it does not matter who Trump takes out, what he blows up. It doesn't matter. If you don't have control of the strait, you have control of nothing. So I know you're sitting there and you ask yourself, well, what does this have to do with me as a U.S. citizen? Well, here's the thing. If the currency, if they go away from using the U.S. dollar as the petrodollar and they go to another standard, in America, we will face massive inflation because at that point, our money is tied to nothing. Now, what I mean by that is this. Before, back in the day, I think in the 70s, during the Richard Nixon administration, leading up to the Richard Nixon administration, the U.S. dollar was tied to gold. So gold, you had this much gold and this many dollars. So I give you this certificate, you take out the gold. That's how it was tied. Well, when they undid that and they removed the gold standard, they removed the gold standard in place of the petrodollar. So it's almost like the U.S. can just print money, right? Because it's like, for instance, look at it like this. Say that we all in school and we got to get down this hallway, but you need a certain token you need like a blue token to get down the hallway. So everybody has to go get the blue token. Where do you get the blue token from? Well, you get it from the U.S. The U.S. can print however many blue tokens they want because we know you're going to need to get through this hallway, and that hallway being the oil and and fuel and the energy that you need for your country. So that is why we've been able to print so much money, lower interest rates, and produce virtually nothing in this country. It was due to the petrodollar. Now that's being threatened. Now Iran is saying you can use the yuan. China is smiling, right? So now people are buying oil with the yuan right now. Also, if you remember, Gaddafi was taken down. Remember, we attacked Saddam Hussein. We attacked a lot of these countries. And the reason we did that is because a lot of those other countries were trying to remove the petrodollar. They wanted to exchange oil in another way. And here we are. Here we are in a war that doesn't even make sense. It made no sense to even attack Iran. But now we will probably lose our world reserve currency and our status as being the dominant global leader. So when I say that the U.S. is winning the battle and losing the war, they're losing the war worldwide to where the currency is being threatened. And what'll happen if everybody comes off of petrodollars and they no longer use the United States for petrodollars, then what you're going to see is massive, massive inflation. You're going to see inflation through the roof. Okay, we won't be able to borrow. We won't be able to do shit. It's going to get really, really bad. Like today, I went to get gas for my wife's truck. Gas is $4 a gallon. It's $4 right now. So he can talk and do all this shit. And now he wants to get $200 billion from Congress to, I guess they're going to start drafting kids. They're going to have to put boots on the ground out there to probably get the Strait of Hormuz stabilized, because it's not stabilizing. And I believe when he does that, they could potentially get slaughtered out there, because these kids don't know the land. They don't know the terrain. We're really in for a fight. And also, too, you got China, you got Russia. And basically, what this will do is hand over the power to China, where they will become a superpower. So once our currency is wiped out and devalued, we can no longer even print money for all this AI shit. The AI go away. Now, if we slow down on the AI, China is still making the AI. They're still making the technology. Now we are controlled. Now we're all working in Temu factories, speaking Chinese. This is where we're going. This is where we're headed. And Iran knows it's just a matter of time. So this is a horrific war. It doesn't make sense. If you're watching me and you feel some kind of way because you guess I'm being political and not just making common sense here, unfollow my ass. Like, for real, I don't even want you watching me. You know what I mean? Because I'm really talking, I'm speaking straight down the middle and talking common sense. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. But this is where we at, man. This is where we at. This is what we've been brought to, in a war where I don't even believe Iran wasn't even a direct threat to the U.S. We were told to do this by Israel. And I believe that Israel doesn't want us to be the dominant power. I believe this is a setup. They pulled a slick ass move. They made this stupid ass, or they controlling them, go over there and attack these people. And now he doesn't really even know what to do. To the point where he went against every advisor, every U.S. advisor, every war strategist, every person that actually fought him would told him no, but he decided to play chicken with the U.S. economy and the future. It's sad, man. We cook. We are cooked, bro. And we about to go we about to probably go to World War III, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. I'm sure people's discretionary income is going to become tightened. Like right now, unemployment is through the roof. We looking at inflation. He wants to still lower the interest rates, but at this point, it'll be virtually impossible to do an interest rate cut. Because I promise you, if all these countries switch, and it is even deeper than that. It is so much shit. So it's even deeper than that. So now, even through the Strait of Hormuz, the boats can't get through because guess what? The insurers, every boat got to carry insurance policies. The insurers are going, no, we're not going to insure your boat during the time of war. We don't trust that. So the U.S. has not, there's no stability in this region. And he can shoot down and do this and do that, but them boats keep blowing up if they are not boats that have been purchased. The oil has to be purchased with the yuan. They even blew up a whole oil field and gas. I think Israel blew up a whole oil field, bro, a whole gas field. So gas today was $3.99 in Georgia. So by the end of the day, I'm pretty sure gas will hit $4.13. Discretionary income gonna come to a halt. I could just pray for everybody in entertainment like myself, but it's bad. It's bad, man. This is a war that didn't need to be fought. Matter of fact, Iran was coming to the table to do more negotiation. They like, nah, you want to kick us in the ass? We got you. Let's fight. Let's fight. And they not relenting. They control the waterway. They don't give a fuck. You can send all that shit over there, bomb them, do this, do that, but that strait ain't opening up no time soon. Even if you want to put the minesweeper in there, it takes so long to sweep that ocean, that little strait for mines, and it's so slow. Then you backing up the other ships. It's just so complex. It's insane. So the best thing I think he could do right now, and I think he's capitulating to do this, since Israel blew up that gas field without any type of communication with the U.S., he got mad. So let's see what he said. Let me see. I'm going to pull that up. Let me pull that up. Since we fighting a war that we can't win. So this is what he said recently. I'm going to pull this up. So this is what he wrote. And as y'all can see, this is going to be the scapegoat for him. So Trump wrote, Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. A relatively small section of the whole has been hit. The United States knew nothing about it. We knew nothing. This particular attack, and the country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved with it, nor did it have any idea that it was going to happen. And unfortunately, now let me just read it right. Unfortunately, Iran did not know this or any other pertinent facts pertaining to the South Pars attack, and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to the extremely important and valuable South Pars field unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case, Qatar, in which instance the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications that would have on the future of Iran. But if Qatar's LNG is again attacked, I will not hesitate to do so. So like right now in Qatar, so the Saudis buy everything with the petrodollar. They buy it with the petrodollar because we are supposed to protect them and stabilize the region. Okay? So what has happened? Israel, they attacked the damn gas field in Iran, which was they attacked the gas field in Iran. I guess Qatar, wait a minute, field unless Iran decides to attack a barrier, in this case, Qatar. Well, anyway, Qatar does business with the U.S. They buy the petrodollar. We are supposed to stabilize that region and get them protection in exchange for them buying up our debt. And we're not doing that. We're not fulfilling that shit. Dubai is turned overnight. Dubai's lost value. Nobody wants to go to Dubai. The prices are plummeting. People, the rich out there with bombs flying over their head. The rich and elites in Dubai are living like they in the damn projects right now. And so they dumping these homes. The whole Middle East has been unstable. So now the Saudis and the people like, well, shit, this petrodollar that we've been buying is not giving us any value or security. So right now they can call and be like, yo, let's just use the yuan. I'm tired of this shit. Use the yuan. If they use the yuan, insurers will insure their boats. Then they can get the oil through. Do you see this? So he's played chicken with the economy and it hasn't worked. But what he's going to do probably, since he's talking shit about Israel, he's just going to pull out. I believe he'll just pull out. I think he's going to blame all this shit on Israel and pull out. We went in there to try to help Israel. We did everything we could, but we can no longer afford to sacrifice lives and innocent people. So we're going to pull out. This is what he could do right now. Pull out of that shit, blame Israel, give Iran some money to rebuild, be back friends with Iran, and then we prop back up the petrodollar. Because we've been this whole country has just been living off debt. We all just printing money. And we're able to print that money because the Saudis are buying the debt. And they buy the debt so they'll have cash reserves to then buy and sell oil all over the country. Do y'all see what's going on now? I hope I explained this to y'all, man. And Iran did a great job of playing chess. They're not playing checkers. They have a long-term strategy for this. And I don't even think like this was necessarily what they wanted to do. I think that Trump backed these people into a corner that they kind of figured this out along fighting with the U.S. So they just blew everything up for nothing and that damn strait ain't open. They done wasted all that money. You know how much money they done spent just blowing up nothing? You know how much money we've wasted? Let's see how much we've spent so far on this war. Let's see. We got a $39 trillion deficit too. Okay, so far, here's a financial breakdown of this. I'm going to show y'all that. All right. So as of March 19, 2026, the Pentagon reportedly informed Congress that the initial 6 days cost $11.3 billion. Now, while we're spending this, you have TSA agents who haven't received a check in a month. FYI. You've cut people off of food stamps. You've gotten rid of housing vouchers. And we've spent $11.3 billion on the stupid ass war. This was driven largely by expensive precision-guided munitions and missile interceptors, which have done nothing. And the strait is still closed. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Current estimate, day 12 to 20, according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, costs reached approximately $16.5 billion by the 12th day. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett recently confirmed a briefing of at least $12 billion in expenditures. So the daily burn rate began with a staggering cost of roughly $2 billion per day, while this has since stabilized to approximately $500 million to $1 billion per day as the military transitions to less expensive munitions. The cumulative total continues to climb. Now, I don't know how you voted, right? But here you go. What the fuck does Obama have to do with this, bro? Like, I don't even understand. What does he have to do with this? This is another You want to do this scapegoat shit. This is a war that don't even need to be fought. There was no direct threat to the United States of America from Iran, dum-dum. It's crazy. We took out the number one sponsor of terrorism in the world. Oh, God. Really? Did we? It don't seem like it. The fucking strait ain't open. Is the strait open? Are we in jeopardy of losing our economic status in the world, dum-dum? The fuck? Y'all don't make sense to me, man. Obama and Biden sent pallets of money to Iran, the number one. Well, look, I tell you this. I don't know what they did, and I'm not about to sit here. I'm talking about what's going on now. While your ass at the gas pump and that shit I don't know where you live. If you're in California, you at $8 to $9 a gallon. You got inflation running through the fucking roof. During that time of those two administrations, you didn't feel that shit in your pocket. So, yeah, listen, I don't have two brain cells. I don't have them. But you're not making sense, man. It's so I find it very ironic, and there's certain conservative beliefs and these conservative views about how you shouldn't dwell in the past and you shouldn't point fingers or blame, right? Because as soon as my black ass bring up slavery or some shit that happened in the past, what are you talking about? So that was in the past, man. Inflation rate, let's look that up. You say inflation rate is lower in the last 5 years. Let's see what the inflation rate is currently. We're going to look that up. Hold on. And I'm just saying we got to deal in the now and we have to make moves because we're being our currency is being threatened. The inflation rate is lower than the last 5 years. Okay. All right. He was right. Now, he is right on that. The inflation rate is lower. As of March, the inflation rate is lower than it has been at any point in the previous 5 year, marking the lowest level since early 2021. Okay, great. And I hope it stays low, but I don't think it's going to happen based off of this war. I think, Bud Russell, we're going to see the shit go through the roof. I'm just saying, based off what, the economic indicators are showing that you're going to probably see a big increase. But anyway, I'll digress. I just wanted to discuss how we are winning the battle in Iran, but losing the war, and just how that small strait has the whole world in a chokehold, and we could be teetering on a global recession, bro.